I believe that if everyone sees what just a few people become when they wholly embrace their gifts, others will awaken.
Remember, there is no agency. We want what's best.
Oh, welcome. I hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know if anybody's even listening right now. Like these voices in the background makes them feel virtually not alone. Your host, General Griswold Gaius, member of the First Blood Regression Protocol and a member of the Fraternal Regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy. On behalf of the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency, with the film. We have some all-stars in the hive mind today. Hive mind today. Hive mind today. Hive mind today. Hive mind today.
Hey there, Graham. I know you're just starting your stream and everything, but I have a question. No, I've started and we'll talk about it later, sir. What are you even trying to do? Timing is everything.
You're crushing me, people. You're crushing me. I'm big, but I'm not that big.
New and exciting news. I did, in fact, get the $500 bribe to turn on memberships, and I have tried to do so immediately before this stream. However, when you do so, if you have a tier that allows for a custom perk, such as secret perk number 1 or secret perk number 2, you have to submit it for review. And I think when they review that it's secret perk, they're going to be like, no, you can't do that. And so I don't know when it's going to happen, but soon you will be able to be a member of the official YT Grim Grizz stream version, thanks to YouTube's bribery.
Now what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime? I don't know.
By Frigga, it's Friday, isn't it? Why do we call it Friday? Who's Frigga? What's that all about? You know we've talked about that in Larvgate year 2 or 3, or Chad did. Chad, that Columbia video of yours needs to resurface. Anyway, we're starting up the show. We're gonna do savings throws and the card thing. I'm not gonna do 3 cards anymore. I think we've got to figure out between us, like maybe one deck, a card from a deck for the show. And then I can shuffle and play during. But the 3 card start is taking too much. It's painful for me. See, the cool part about using StreamYards to upload MP4 clips to play like that is that you can play them like that. The not cool part is that when you do the YouTube version, you guys could see me bopping along. Were you bopping along at home? Let us know in the Hive Mind chat. Welcome. Speaking of bopping along, we have a new treat.
Bing, bing, boom, boom, boom.
Enjoy. All right, savings throws. When we come back, you'll be choosing between survival, social, wisdom, or heart as the basis of your savings throw. Start thinking about it now. Okay, this is inappropriate, Jade. Chad, there needs to be like a Friday morning nameless episode of all these events. Because, like, I didn't even know there was, like, hey, come do poetry in Arkansas. I hadn't heard. I have reasons to go to Arkansas beyond poetry, but if I can poetry with Dr. Jim there, why that man reminds me of... Okay,
Don't worry, Mom. I know all about cannibalism. I saw it on TV.
See? It's okay. We saw it on the television.
and before we get to the mind control savings throws, you should know, and I should have said a long time ago, that somewhere in this episode I must fight some actual information, actual misinformation being spread about me upon the interwebs. It's just a factual inaccuracy, and we're going to straighten that out soon. But first, finally, the savings throws versus mind control. And meanwhile, let me know in the hive mind, won't you, though? If you'd rather we use the casino card deck or the agency card deck or the blue church card deck for the card of the show. All right, now for the ritual mind control. What? Oh wait, not yet. I guess I'm supposed to show you this, not that, but rather this before the mind control.
You can make fun of the strange hat of a pope or of a bishop, and you think that that's funny, but somehow you still understand why you need a uniform to play sports. You know, it's like these are all different levels of the same reality.
Oh, could it be? Could it possibly be? Whoa, wait a minute, guys. Did you see what I just saw? Because, like, I've got a little bit of a bugbear, actually. Do you know what a bugbear is? I don't know what it is in the context of some people, but in the context I am familiar with, this is a bugbear, and I have one. And it's about, and the bugbear I have is about the cack hat. It's about the cack hat. And I just played a clip of this guy Pajot talking about fancy hats.
Make fun of the strange hat of a. You can make fun of the strange hat.
Oh, what a serendipitous Jungian synchronicity that turned out to be, eh, gents? We interrupt this card shuffling for a triggered pep, a past authoring program triggered by the phrase Age and C deck. The second vote we've had for the Age and C deck for determining the card for the show. So I'll shuffle it as we go and tell you the story that's been triggered. Oh, get off of the screen. No, wait, not just there. Do this. That's the one. Okay, there we go. Not supposed to see the chair. Okay. Welcome. I'm Grim Grizz. I stream on the internet to help people like myself feel virtually not alone. Meanwhile, we're doing Defense Against the Dark Arts and training an army of lobster monkeys. And a lot of that might actually get explained during this episode stream. So, hey, how about that? We'll see where we go. We have cards. And then, hello, I see the assassins have failed. Pastor Paul puts me at the very end of his stream today with some misinformation we will be correcting. But the pap smear thought goes as follows. No, wait, they need the mind control saves. Fine, but you'll forget the pep. Okay, the Coast of Agents. Here, star it. You can remember if you star it. We have 3 starred comments, which are as valuable to me as a super chat. What? Yeah, as valuable as a super chat. All right. Card for the show. 5 of diamonds, don't you know? All right, thanks for that. And now the savings throw. Survival, social wisdom, or heart. What is the basis upon which you resist the mind control that comes from this stream and every time you look into the cellular set? What? Okay. That's the basis. What is it? Your will to survive? Your social network? Your wisdom you acquire over the years. You've studied books, you've learned so much, you've gleaned the nuggets, the wisdom, the love of the pursuit of the wisdom, which is like what? Wisdom is the most efficient or efficacious, right? The Sophia lovers, the wisdom might help you against the mind control or the power of your own heart. Those are your choices. If it's over 10, you take half damage. Under 10 full damage, but remember, everybody, we want what's best for you. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Cheers. Oh no, the survival, which, by the way, is we're using the self die as a stand-in because we've lost our survival die, but the assassins have continued to fail. It got a 2 hopping out of the box. Socialist with the number of transformation 11, lovers of wisdom 9. Hard folks making it solid with a 10. No bonuses required, but you do get a +2 to the next stream savings throw for chatting in the hive mind. Indigo Kids Prime 17 today, still not making a Beholder appearance. Welcome. This is the Horcrux Ingression stream, also known as Enternet Phonetics. See, I had all this stuff already going for the stream before I was exposed to what Pastor Paul did in homeroom today, so it's gonna be probably a long one, and some of these might repeat.
Slime! What? It's a river of slime!
But now that you've got your savings throws, I'll check in with the hive mind as we ride on into the middle of the stream. Now, the largest conspiracy I've ever come across is a conspiracy that there's no such thing as conspiracies. And I've found that those who actually join secret societies seem to benefit over those who don't join secret societies, even if those secret societies are like religions and aren't secret. Joining societies seems to be good for you. But I had to find one that was true to my own hurt. And I couldn't. So I made one up called the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency, by which I disclose such things as my membership to the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency, the secret society. However, the reason you may hear such phrases as, hello, I see the assassins have failed and may they continue to do so, as upcycle here, is because, though penance is not part of it, but thank you very much, David. The reason it is like this is because the only thing required for you to be a member of the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency is to know that the call and response, hello, I see the assassins have failed and may they continue to do so, indicates your membership in the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency. And now that you know it, your members, whether or not you choose to respond and indicate to others is whether or not you live by our credo of if they kill us, then, you know, the light is just too beautiful for this place, I guess.
Bing, bing, boom, boom, boom.
Okay, I need to recover from all those words I just said. I hope you do too. But you made your saves. All right. Well, yes. This part. I'll add self bonuses for Fotilla cross pollination comments and activity on the Friday morning nameless. Yes, it is encouraged for any of the channels that are part of the wonderful and fabulous. Did you take it? You don't even have it anymore. Oh yeah, you threw it away because Sevilla said our little corner like a little tantrum. No, wait, it's down here still. Shut up. You don't even know. Yes. Any of the channels, any channels that you see people from this hive mind in the comments, whatever, if they make you feel virtually not alone, give yourself points. Okay, all right. Let's get somewhere. You got to go back to the comments and then press that button. Hey, Phoebus, please help. Please help.
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see doing what is right for me. is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
All right. I'll match them like 401k. That's hot, Chad. That's hot. All right, what happened? Okay, we're doing an Internet Phonetics stream, which means eventually I'm going to get to that part in Pastor Paul's homeroom today where he called me out to do so, and then go into Phoenicians from there. And also, it's a... oh, yes, a Horcrux ingression. That's where we're starting today. And that means I am finally going to look up the thing that Ups made. So we can fight that disinformation. Meanwhile, full blast mind control.
Remember it. There is no agency. We want Remember.
Because an opportunity currently presents itself to us. An opportunity to bring about the peace and prosperity and the stability of this realm, whether you follow King Onwe or myself. Because unfortunately, there are other parties at work who seek to disrupt this delicate balance of peace which we have so recently struck. I've called each one of you here with the help of our good friend Yalathia, because an opportunity currently presents itself to us. An opportunity to
All right. So that happened because I thought I would find the thing I was looking for in the scavenger bounty board in the Broken Clock Tower Discord. There's all sorts of fun stuff in the description, including they made us put our merch down there. But I found it elsewhere instead. But it is the truth in contrast to the disinformation that was spread in today's homeroom, and we now have that on deck, and so we can finally begin our descent into the Horcrux ingression right after this. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, David Walker has added it again. Added again. Look at that anti-Fayeism he's demonstrating in the hive mind. -2 the next stream saves, Walker, for your anti-Fayeism with those. That's terrible. Yes, fake news. Fake news. The Fae don't eat people. That's ridiculous. Who would do such a thing? Okay, well, welcome. We're doing the Horcrux ingression, but I have starred things over here. That could be a super chat, but also sometimes it's a comment that's worth as much as a super chat to me. And like Walker bombed the beginning of the stream with this question. So, can you pull someone out of a video game addiction? I want to help somebody, but I've tried and nothing seems to work. Is there anything one can do, or is it up to chance? Well, that's okay. Well, you can tell him about the Larpgate ingression. Frankly, what happened was that's actually really on point. No, there is no hope for a gamer. None. Zero. However, you can bring them to a better game. And that's what the ingression is. We'll get there. Meanwhile, another comment that was great. Freya with her Bressingaman. Friday is Friday and Friday is Frigaday, and we don't know why, but we know that's why. And this guy knows. Says Bressingaman. I like chicken ramen. I don't know what a Bressingaman is, and I'd like to know. And if you know, let us know in the comments. You get +5. You get not the hive mind. I don't want to talk about it today. Put it in the comments though, and you'll get the +5 to the next saves. And the agency deck, which was that pap smear I wanted to remember to do. Oh, once upon a time in Lemonland. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal for making this all possible. Okay, that's it. It's a pap. Yes, it's his past authoring. Once upon a time, I was a live streamer on a platform owned by Justin's son, who bought Steam It. But and anyway, over there we called it Lemonland because you could put little lemons in the thing. You could be like, "Oh, that part of the stream was great. Here's some cryptocurrency I bought for you." And it comes in the lemons, they take their cut, and I put it in a treasure chest. And at the end, I go play, and it distributes the treasure to everybody in the hive mind who had been participating. It's very nice. It's fun. And that way, the really poor people could still get the lemons and be drawn into the playing with. Why are you saying this? Oh, yeah, there's a guy over there who was a streamer. He wasn't Bong Hall. Bong Hall will still come around here. And Bong Hall knows the guy, and he was gonna make T-shirts, and I sent him a T-shirt design that never got made. It was brilliant. It was like the word was like coast, right? Or somehow I can't remember now, right? How could I? But it was like coast of agency is what the shirt said when you looked at it. But I don't know. Play with those words and see if you can make a good-looking shirt. We'll add it to the merch. And there's your pap for the day. Thanks, Cassandra. Thank you. Thanks for making that happen. Okay, what? Dolly! It's Elon Musk. Run, everybody. Where's something to play? Hurry up, Slacarius. Wait, turn that off. They put these so far up the scrolling. Hurry up, Slacarius. We're facing a bugbear. Go at double speed, man. Double speeds. Okay. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Do we need to ohm? No, please, no ohming, no ohming. Play some of what Pastor Paul said today. Start the Horcrux thing. Start the Horcrux thing. Start the Horcrux thing.
Thursday, I released this video with this thumbnail about the screens as and prophylicity as this Horcrux that we attempt to construct a true self, and we attempt to multiply that true self ubiquitously, infinitely. The funny thing about
Okay, that one's from today. Here's the fumbling video Horcrux mentioned he was referring to. Wait. Dadgummit.
Church sort of becomes this Horcrux. Now, for those of you who I was never a big Harry Potter fan. I haven't read the books. I've only watched the movies. I've watched the movies a number of times because my kids were of that age. My kids read the books. I didn't read the books. But I was fascinated by this idea of a Horcrux by which Voldemort sort of loses his physical instantiation and then continues to sort of get it more and more as the story develops. He gets more and more real. And to me, J.K. Rowling sort of took a page from Tolkien in that, because Sauron, of course, the Horcrux for Sauron is really the ring. And so, yeah, there are portions in the movie, for example, when Gandalf and others are basically saying, well, Sauron hasn't been able to take physical form. He's sort of spiritual form. And that's the way that Sauron is represented in the movies, but he's instantiated in the ring. So there.
Let's see. I don't know if it was in this one or the other one, but a magical Control F can do wonders, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you have the transcripts open. Bouncing to the Horcrux. He says it later again. It gets messy. Okay, was it not in this comment? Son of a... All right, maybe it was in these comments. Yes, these ones. I'm sure. But you can't show it when you're searching. Shh. Bankier, I think Bankier points out, Horcrux requires a murder. Where's that in the analogy? Good point, Bankier. But I do want to set my understanding versus Paul's understanding of a Horcrux, and then see how he's using it and see where we go from there. My understanding of the Horcrux is, while the evil was in power, it took a piece of its soul and stuck it in a thing. And the reason they have to go destroy them is because a piece of his soul is in the thing. So when they destroy the physical form, he's able to gain power through those 8 resonating artifacts, just like in the game Ingress. And Harry Potter was where he stuffed the final last remnant of his soul, which was that little baby carcass thing they did at the end under the subway train. That being a Horcrux, I personally just use it as a piece of soul. And now I guess it's time to address the misinformation that happened in today's stream, which should be here. Maybe it's not that. Let's see if it's at the Horcrux search, man. It could be, right? Sure. Where's the 50-minute one? I thought.
Don't worry, Mom. I know all about cannibalism.
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Daddy.
No fur here.
Oh, shoot. Where was I going with this? Attention.
list?
Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast Magic Missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
All right, if you guys, well, little, not by the hair of my chinny chin.
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see. Doing what is right for me is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
Okay, so I guess how we're gonna do it is start playing it from here and see if I'll just you'll get my second time watching reaction and rebuttal commentary. Thanks for all the magic missiles, Milan, Clint, Ups, Chad, Neutrino. I think when we do the membership things, you guys are gonna get even more specialer emojis. But let's see if we go like. This is original content because I'm reacting.
All at once, nihilism is a big theme. But if it were merely a postmodern film, it would stop there. But instead, in one of the culminating scenes, Evelyn, the mother, she and her daughter reconcile by accepting the nihilism.
Then I will cherish these few specks of time.
I'm attacking the darkness.
Which is in many ways exactly where Amy Hoop, if I'm saying her name correctly, is left. Am I enjoying how I'm spending my time? It all means.
Are you enjoying how you're spending your time, Hive Mind? Are you entertained? If not, what can I do to help? That's what I'm here for. We're supposed to be virtually not alone. Like, the heart of this channel is Valerie's letter from, but not without the propaganda part. It's just the save the inch. Save the inch.
Means nothing in the end. That will, of course, be the last slide. But all we have left is how it makes me feel. And so those who are challenging and daring internet poisoning are sort of there in the tension between, can I keep the feels going enough to keep the nihilism at bay? Because does it all go anywhere anyway? Now, Grim Grizz declares that he himself is a cautionary tale, someone who has been deep in the bowels of the religion of Set, someone who has lost far too much time and energy.
I called it being Rip Van Winkled in one of my talks with Karen, and I saw this in the scavenger board. I saw this in the scavenger board previously today, and so I thought, maybe I should be playing this.
Curriculum and then handing it to the school boards and saying, this is the curriculum that you have to have in your schools. It was completely upside down from the way things had been before, where local school boards governed the curriculum of the schools. And a local school board was subject to the people in the community and subject to the teachers themselves. And there was communication going on, right? And so once this federal agency thing came in, it all went to the federal. And I could tell lots of stories about that, which I won't because it would take up all day.
But they're mostly horror stories, right?
Horror stories, mostly horror stories.
You're crushing me, people. You're crushing me. I'm big, but I'm not that big.
I know a lady who's very creative, but maybe on the dark side of things. You got your savings throws. Thanks, you. This is pretty neat. I hope I don't get copy struck from you for running it.
You can't understand it. It's going so loud and so forth, and they're wiggling and wobbling around and everything else, and yet they're not satisfied. And these disc jockeys, they hear the tune that is different. Man is born, man lives, man dies. And it's all vanity.
No fur here. Sharks don't have fur.
All right, that's good. I enjoyed that. You. Thanks for being creative and creating and. Oh, that's not it. No. Oh, Chad wanted us because Space Force is real. Chad wanted us to point out that NASA was launching Psyche the metal using this weird symbolism today. I think they're going after the orb on the planet Heavy Metal, where the ladies wear barbecue dresses and ride dragons or something. Okay, and let's see, what else do we got in here? Oh yeah, we were doing the part where you addressed the misinformation. You've corrected the Horcrux, and we're in this this weird window.
Of his life devoted to chasing pixels across a screen, being initiated into the depths of computer games where it all feels meaningful, but there's no there. And part of the reason that Lungs of Clay, CLAY, was in this section so captured me. Game, and I don't mean game dismissively. You could play exactly the same game.
Do you mean it as he could perform the same dark arts or rhetorical wizardry, perhaps?
I'm gonna have a look at you.
This part about the game and this I do have a card of things to go through and it's not oh, it's later. You're supposed to do it after. Okay. But on the card today is character, player, and gamer self. Read. We'll go back into the card later. Play some more Paul and read what the hive mind said. Okay.
That he does with the question of belief in God, because for Jordan, when I made the video before, I mean, there's a ton of existentialism in here, and Cooper's going to talk about that because that's where this goes in the 20th century. It goes into existentialism, because okay, if we've sort of thrown out the mythological symbolic language, and we no longer take that seriously, and the history of the physical Jesus doesn't really matter that much. Just his words, just the impact of the kerugma, of the preaching, of the proclamation of.
Now Clint D in the hive mind has said, seems like the speech of the android that dies at the end of Blade Runner, which was played by old what's his face. We know, I think, is probably Russian intel, and he was like, okay, so the deal was like he had seen the starship battles off of Hyperion Station sector, much like Grimgriz himself. And how were those visions and histories and experiences any less valuable than you got in your meat sack watching it on set? What? Kerugma is one hell of a word.
I mean, when you read Karl Barth, you just have this sense of moments of transformation that come upon you at the, it's very existential.
That line right there, honestly. That line right there by Senor Hebola Leaky clay pots among the living stoners is a starred comment. Word the super chat to me there, buddy boy. Ladies and gentlemen, is where the text from the thumbnail comes from. What does it take to move a main?
Preaching of the proclamation of the. I mean, when you read Karl Barth, you just have this sense of moments of transformation that come upon you at the. It's very.
And let's think about those for a moment. Like I sit here in the pretty disastrous routine of my life, right? And I think, what would it take? What sort of external event or shift in context would it take to move me out of the routine I'm in and into a new form of behavior? And things immediately come to mind, like a new life, like my morality attaches its responsibility to, like, to maintain the integrity of my character. Certain, like a cat. When a new cat shows up meowing outside.
Now, he's talking about progress. He does not want to stay stuck where he's at.
You guys all get the +4 to the bonuses, but you completely missed out me reading. I've watched sea beams glitter near the townhouse gate, and all these moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die. Hello, I see the assassins have failed. You missed all of that because I was muted. See, in the hive mind, if you put these ear emojis, you get a +4 to tomorrow's save or next stream save if I skip a day. If you say muted, then you get a +2. Thanks, everybody. Raquel, Ups, Clint. Thanks. And Dustwood is. You want a new cat? I got 3, bub.
He, again, describes himself as a cautionary tale. Somehow, forward progress has been made. He is no longer a prisoner of online gaming or computer gaming. I don't know what his.
Damn it, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we've gotten to. It's time to correct the misinformation that you just heard as distributed in homeroom today. Let's Queen of Hearts it, thanks to the Blue Church, and let's debunk that nonsense, shall we? Thanks, Ups, for this Lips the Monkey Lighthouse distillate.
There is no agency. We want what's best.
Yeah, that was a little trigonometry. Plus, I just wanted to see what the Order Bros would say. Now, so this guy, he boosts up my channel, gives me all his audience's attention. He says, hey, this guy is great. Go check him out. And I'm over here shilling, monetizing, trying to make a living, Dan.
Yes, you are. If Grim Grizz's branding are commercials, he's got more commercials on than daytime set.
Please don't take my sunshine away.
It's great. And and then I like slide into a video game relapse, and nobody says.
And I didn't hear that. And tell us more, Grizz, about your video game relapse.
The word. Back at it again. 2 sentences. PBK asked me about relapsing into video games, and so I'm trying to get the story out. At all. He said, "Tell me more about your video game relapse." So now this stream is happening. But I have to say, you might, if you had watched that stream. Hey, we gotta share something else. If you had watched that secret Tops Only membership stream, oh look, this is what I'm working on my Substack. Now it's a 12-day one, but I live streamed twice. Substack pieces come along in slow bursts. He said, "Tell me," yeah, because you were gonna say what tonight. This whole stream is essentially like a deep dark pap smear that I can pull out and share with you as I fly my spaceship with my co-pilot buddy over there. That I wouldn't be able to do if I wasn't flying my spaceship, and like for reasons the way my brain works. And plus, Pastor Paul asked me to tell me about it. So yeah, because you were gonna say what tonight is. So as I was saying, there was these 8 guys cobbling this together in their basements, and eventually they get a publisher, and the game launches. And once they get the publisher, everything goes shh, and then the publisher goes bankrupt, and yada yada. There was a point. I think I told it in the first talk with you, Pastor Paul, about how the one lady went back to took the baby back to her husband, right? That's when I really decided that this was where I would rather live. So as I was saying, there was these 8 guys cobbling this together, and since the game closed 10 years ago, a few months ago, when this thing came up, it was is there a matter here? It was basically they had to run a go what do you call it, like a backup of the server and the existing client, and they got it up and running with some help from one of the former, none of their business. Somebody got some help, and they got it up and running, and they've been hosting it for 10 years, and it served as a kind of a museum for a lot of people. And the thing is, they told me it was going to be a persistent universe when it started, and I've tried for years and years and years to get it to persist. And since the game closed, TLC Grim, yeah. If you guys come play this game, and I'd love if you know anybody who's still into addicted to video games, I honestly think that this one is so much better that it can be a bridge to meaning from less meaningful games toward real life. Come play Jump Gate with Grimgris. That's the thing, though. I'm not sliding back into the game. I'm sliding back into trying to save it. Trying to that's like I've got a mustard shadow seed of faith that it is a persistent universe, and so I endeavor to make it so. Skillfully demonstrating the reaping and the looming that I've been trying to get people to train to become clip kings on the interwebs. Thank you, Ups. That was a fabulous summary of a lot of the relapse part that I'm still there is interesting. It's essentially it's what I would rather be doing for a living if the world wasn't ending, right? If like the Quran did not have some kind of prophecy about the entire world come smashing into them in a certain spot, and everybody else goes, "Hey, let's play along with that." If that wasn't happening, if because as discussed in today's homeroom stream quite extensively, I suspect, they've pre-programmed everyone towards the stacks in Ready Player One. That's the future we're moving toward, and we are. And as long as an EMP doesn't clear this whole thing out and the world doesn't explode, we're likely to end up in the little virtual worlds in our trailers stacked upon each other in Ohio. In 5-minute cities, while the elite get the rest of the planet to do with as they please. Please see my video, Noem the Line. For the Saudi Arabian version in America, they call them 5-minute cities. God bless the world we live in. Oh!
I believe that if everyone sees what just a few people become when they wholly embrace their gifts, others will awaken.
Now, the appropriate thing to say, because we live in the world we do today, is that I've gone into deeper what the whole jump gate universe is for me. And the opening of that is in the article Slumdog Pipe Dreams over here on the Substack. Let me see the post. What button do I click to do that, you sorry interface? The view post button, Grim. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Slumdog Pipe Dreams. It's this long so far, but I'm okay. The way we're working it out, I'm doing an experiment over on the Substack. What is behind the paywall? If you subscribe with the monies, you'll get to see all the draft versions from here on out. And once the article piece is done enough, then it will be published to everybody. So if you want the behind the scenes cobbling of it, or you just want to support me via Substack, there's those opportunities for everybody.
Now, what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime? I don't know.
So that prevents me from derailing into that on today's stream, but sort of not. The thing about being Rip Van Winkled into the games, as most of the males you know have been normalized to do, I mean, there's a large contingent of 30 to 40-year-old raiders on Blizzard servers today that were recently sold to Microsoft. No, wait, the cloud gaming goes to Ubisoft. I don't know, stocks and bonds. But what it does, though, is also, you Peterson folks, I'm sure, will recall for me, and maybe even if I took the trouble to put it as a post on the scavenger board, it'd be something you could earn crypto credits for. But there was this time when Peterson gave this lecture. I believe it's the one where he's in front of the auditorium, and he's saying this thing with his hands about how you craft yourself to be the one that can climb all the different pyramids. Yeah? Well, that is very much like us crafting ourselves to be able to be good at new video games, new interfaces into world environments, new imaginative planes in the tabletop minds of our friends and loved ones in role-playing games. And to the extent that we make a difference in any lives, aren't those differences made around tables playing card games or role-playing games or shooting space aliens with each other? And what is best in life? And What if we get it via these digital mediums? But the gamer self is when I crash against the reality of the world and my Dabrowski self disintegrated. I formed my new selves in these video games, none so much more than this one, because like there was a point during the development process when the GM team for the game was I was working my way into the team, and there was a major dispute among the players on the forums. It was aimless, given the information I knew from being let in that far. And unfortunately, calming down the player base is not an effective game management strategy, so that information wasn't supposed to come out for another 4 days. And that career was shot in the foot. And I'm no longer allowed to use the candy cane speculum monster or references to Papa Peterson's self-authoring program for SAPs that includes a future authoring FAP, past authoring PAP, and something to do with the present I've never really been clear on. I've clearly not run through the program. This room isn't clean. 4 of spades is the casino card that came up during the stream. Self bugbear combinatorial pluralism.
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Nanny.
You know, I think it was further a foul, but I think it's coming on the rail. We're getting back on the rails now. Really, I have a lot of hive mind to catch up with, though.
Bing, bing, boom, boom, boom.
We have a special starred comment from Ochieng, because I don't recognize your name. Welcome, hi. I forgot the Blizzard made games, to which Senior replied appropriately. So did Blizzard. However, I think if we can get Discord to do it, getting that 3 Vikings game up and running would be fun. Overwatch had a lot of potential, but then they made that sequel have to do the kernel access to your computer, which only fools were enabled. It's interesting to me that our good friend Halon, by the way, according to my official X poll, the denizens of what used to be known as Twitter are appropriately called Eloy, thanks to their lord Elon. And I saw him streaming Diablo on it over there the other day, and that doesn't surprise me at all. Hello and welcome. I hope you're feeling virtually not alone. This is eventually going to be the Internet Phoenetics stream. We've gotten the Horcrux part. I think we're probably going to skip the ingression. You can't. We'll run through it really fast. Okay. Look, it's the Kekamega at the end of the Reign of Kings. Welcome. All right. Let's let's take the concept of gamer self, especially now that most people, at least most males, will be developing a gamer self before they develop a social self. And as a gamer self, you try to figure out how, like, where to hold your hands while you're talking to someone to make the right impression, because you're solving a puzzle with each interaction, not being open to the reciprocity of the universe, which manifests under what seems like a dream logic to me. Merrily. Bonus saves of 4, 7, 9, 16, and 8, if you trust me. If you trust me. You're better off is just a suggestion of how we should gamify our approach to reality. Whether or not we'd be better off gaining pattern development and aiming it at musicianship is directly and or inversely correlated to the accuracy of the film with the guy that played with the Death Blossom movie. I just remember the Death Blossom. What a bugbear. Let's see if this part of Paul we have to address anything else he said. Okay, fine.
What his particular gaming was, but he's no longer a prisoner of that, and he has come out. We're back to Plato's cave in some ways. He has come out of.
What happened was, the last time I rage quit the video game and put my joystick away, I got my first talk with Pastor Paul ever. And then earlier, after the cheat, like the high of Chino, and then the back into reality. I brought up the phrase, "What weapon do I require? I am the lion," which was from the religion from the game. And I discovered that I still had the joystick, and then the relapse began and has not ended. But there was a period of time that he's thinking of
the cave, yet he knows that he hungers for a place still further to go. And as a culture, we seem to be bankrupt, which I think will continue to send people back to religion. And for my part, send people back to, well, here's the question for the church. Is the church going?
See, and as that bit of story about how I almost got on the GM team of the game before they failed to manage it appropriately, it's not necessarily true that we're not better off investing our time in the skills you get in gaming. If there's people who can effectively manage a raid on a Blizzard server, that person has like real world battle skills when it's the fan as far as organizing people and commanding troops. To be fair, they're through the proper selection of video games, you can come out better off than never having played video games, and I wholeheartedly believe that. Part of the reason if the world wasn't ending, it'd be worthwhile to save this universe, is in that it's at this point will be a pirate and player thing, and that will be able to be creatively untainted by the corporate powers. So, like, if we're going to exist in the VR death nightmare for a living while we live, then it might as well be one of our own making. And this is a shot at that, if y'all trust me. But more importantly, the borders are full of military-aged people that have belief systems we're not familiar with. So paintball for Jesus is really more important now than ever. And if you do think of video games as just a threat, then consider breaking the fourth wall, you guys. If you're not just audience, this is the life you're living. But we're cells, and we're interlinked in our cells. So we're telepathic cyborgs right now, but they can shut the internet down. So there's a train here, but somehow we're off the rails. Welcome to the Horcrux Ingression Internet Phoenetics stream. I'm General Griswold Gaius. We've been going over Pastor Paul's homeroom today as it featured me, and the story of the cautionary tale and his horrible misuse of the phrase Horcrux. But so the point I wanted to make about me in the video game is that there's a Horcrux of me I'm trying to retrieve from it. There's a formation of self that I used to embody, and at least in the video game world, that was known as the go down swinging philosophy that somehow got crushed out of me somewhere afterwards. And at least a small portion of myself has told myself that by diving back into said video game, I could retrieve that Horcrux and use it in the world at large at some point. It's amazing, the powers of self-deception, don't you think? Don't you think? Welcome. We hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, I have on this card, a 47 thing and a cue for the next clip tab I have stored. So I've gone to the 47th minute, 46th and a half minute of this Pastor Paul. We're going to slow roll into it to the next point. of the stream, it seems. Welcome. Thanks for being here, everybody.
It was so funny. Our mix engineer was backstage doing the live audio for the TV feed that night. He was used to hearing crowds responding to big choruses and guitar solos and whatever, but he was completely confused by these huge roars that seemed to be happening in the middle of the song. They were responding to the visuals. And on and on and on it goes.
People, I think the digital overview effect is a gradual and pervasive accumulation, slowly building up as we swim through a world of thoughts, ideas, concepts, and emotions, all projected at us through images, text, and video, one after another in an endless parade. Each new idea can pull you in a different direction, and there's a certain point, if you go far enough and fast enough, where everything, the infinite possibility of life, starts to blur by and look and feel like nothing. And at that point, the entire thing collapses on itself.
What is the truth?
Nothing matters.
Where have we heard that before? It all means nothing in the end. It's the fire hose of culture, but there is no culture in the culture. It is so diluted, or at least it is passing over us so quickly. None of the nutrients, none of the reality can actually embed and implant and find its way to our mouths.
For me, Everything Everywhere All at Once is one of the first true post-internet films. It's not just about the internet. It doesn't.
Interesting. I left myself the note on Mula and had this clip ready.
His media theory, too, doesn't claim to be a definite, fundamental, or transcendental description of the reality of the mass media. In his own words, Luhmann says that his constructivism does not deny that reality exists, but it does not conceive of the world as an object, but rather in the phenomenological sense as a horizon, and thus as unreachable. Returning to media theory from these philosophical and methodological reflections, Luhmann states, our question now takes on this form. How do the mass media construct reality? Or, in a more complicated way, how can we as sociologists describe the reality of their construction of reality? And this means the question is not, how do the mass media distort reality through their specific way of representing it? Asking this would presuppose an ontological, objectively accessible reality at hand, which could be known without construction. Here's a short conclusion of this video. For Luhmann, the media system is one of many operationally closed, autopoetically self-reproducing, evolving communication systems that construct reality in the mode of second-order observation. Another such system is the academic system. From the perspective of this system, Luhmann's theory observes.
Wait, that's Luhmann. That's Luhmann, everybody. His theory observed. I've watched his last two videos, and what I've taken from Luhmann's theory that I like is the way they describe the Overton window as what is known, or as I like it, it is known Khaleesi. It is known Khaleesi of how things work, even if, like, okay, we know that this clown circus makes us say these things, makes us disclaim our identity on the basis of our who we let have sex with us and our ethnicity, that we have to say that and say, well, from this perspective, and that's part of the ritual. We know that it is known stuff, that the normalized broadcast of the set world, which has either intentionally or unintentionally been pluralistically, combinatorially exploded to fractionalize the atomized individual even to smaller individualized cells. Kia.
Remember, there is no agency. We want what's best.
So the other thing, it is known Khaleesi thing about Lumen, and also that the unique thing about his media theory is that he doesn't prescribe a thing. He just kind of says, let's look at it like the beast it is, and accept that the manipulation happens, see where the manipulation happens and the directions it pushes, but and not necessarily criticize those as how the system is supposed to work, as though it's a matter of dream catching the correct opposing processes in the Shadow Cabal. Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Grim Grizz. Hey, I hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Let's get to the bugbear. Or the bugbear.
Many astronauts, upon seeing the Earth for the first time from space, spinning by below them, report something that has been dubbed the overview effect. When they see the world they've always known from such a
sort of like the monarchical vision,
different viewpoint, flying by in its entirety in the space of 90 minutes, hundreds or thousands of times, it can cause a significant paradigm shift in how they view life and the world. I don't think the effect of being very online is the same thing as the overview effect that astronauts experience. But I think there's a lighter weight analogous effect that can happen from consuming the amount of information that many of us now do using the internet. Seeing so much of the world so quickly can trigger a sort of psychological paradigm shift. The shift isn't coming from being exposed to a single new idea or perspective that forces you to reassess your own. The shift comes from the sheer amount of perspectives and ideas that we can now be exposed to online.
The neuron doesn't know what the brain's thinking. The neuron exists at a level down from the brain. The neuron doesn't know what the brain's thinking. The neuron exists at a level down from the brain.
Yeah, how much consciousness does that little neuron have?
So if you and I and everybody else were participating as neurons in a brain, we could not even comprehend the thought that the brain is having, because that thought is one level up. It's like a Kurzweil singularity thing. It's like the next level intelligence. How would you even know that there's a next level intelligence? You couldn't talk to it, right? So postulate for a moment that if you could web enough people together in a like and share network, that they would exceed a certain level to where their network itself was effectively a thinking superorganism, and that there's no way.
Or if they would just use the same Brave browser and got their basic attention tokens every month and all like went in on the same cryptocurrency like Wave in an audience. What? Shut up, Grim.
Way you could know that. Postulate that if you had some people in one social network, some other people in another social network, those two social networks might have these kind of internet entities that are thinking different things and are competing with each other for the overall available brain space in the human population to survive. So there's some talk in like very dark intellectual circles that I traffic in where they're calling these things egregores, because that's what an egregore is. Like the definition of an egregore was it was a kind of demon that manifests out of a shared belief system.
Oh, look, we're doing theology. You're down here. Where are you standing? You do not have the position to see this entire thing. You've got the prince of Persia standing in the way of the angel, have to go through their principality. They have a patterned way of thinking. They have a patterned way of life. They have a patterned way of behavior that is dominated by their principality. And the only way that that is going to change is if a stronger principality comes and unseats it. Red pill, bread pill, conversion, transformation, a
Sunum bonum.
Stronger power has to take hold of it and exercise it. Now, in a materialist framework, we imagine that this is emergence from below, because matter is foundational and spirit is imagined to be derivative. Here, this egregore is what these people are creating. Now, the reason that he's saying it this way is because he is deep, again, within a modernist culture. When we read history, don't we recognize things? Some spirits come around again. And Jordan Peterson, they are worried that the spirit, let's say the spirit of communism, is going to once again descend and occupy the people. What if the spirits are vying for us? Yeah, the spirits are vying for us. They want us for food. But the Father above wants us for sons who can participate. This isn't new to us. We don't talk like this most of the time, but isn't this exactly what we're talking about?
That was a banger, Chris. Way to go. That's the Chris show. Since I didn't think he got enough of a shout out for doing the soundtrack Chad used on the Enterprise clip, I thought you guys could use a banger of Paul Vanderklay and that there. Now back to this.
Sort of the bugbear of the modern era in religion.
The bugbear. This is what the AI put out when I said the bugbear pasta. A bugbear pasta. And since I recently got an email indicating Grail Country was still willing to play the Dungeons and Dragons game with Pastor Paul and Richard Rowland, I thought I'd make a bugbear image for everybody.
And then, of course, the internet suddenly puts that, magnifies that incredibly. So now suddenly we see this turn into religions that require initiation. In sort of peak modern frontier Christianity, all you needed to do to get baptized was stand up in Sunday morning and say, "Pastor, baptize me." Now, of course, initiation means, well, you're going to be a catechumen for a year. You've got to be chrismated and yada, 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 yada. We want to get you in. And if you're going to do the Exodus 90 thing, you're going to be out in terms of screens. And so the pushing away of the screens is obviously a key part of of the process of catechizing the initiate.
From being online.
Or isolating them from their friends, depending on how you want to view the acquisition of cult initiation members. What? Was that even the part? No, but you do need to find the one part. What part? The fire hose part? Yes, the fire hose. Why is it not there? Because you said firehouse? No, why is it not there? Is fire there? Fire's there. There's the fires of Mount Doom. There's the fire hose. Here we go.
Afterwards, and we're sort of debriefing, and the pastors are like, I've never seen anything like that. There you have it.
Oh yeah. This was actually my favorite part of the stream, and mostly relevant. And hello, Josh. It's so good to see you. It's like you're the thing. I procrastinate on calling you all the time. Whereas some people would just forget things. No, I'm actively procrastinating. Oh wait.
What was going on? This was the musical accompaniment. Some of the people took to basically doing something like you'd hear in some beat poetry, where there'd be sort of beatbox, bing, 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 boom, boom, boom. This is what was going on. This was the musical accompaniment for the songs. And of course, everybody knew all the songs because the songs were the songs that we sang in almost all of the services, especially when the missionary would come. And I was hearing this, and I was just kind of looking side-eyed at it, wondering, what is this? And then I'm looking at the other pastors, and they're looking too. And then we got into the car afterwards, and we're sort of debriefing, and the pastors are like, I've never seen anything like that. There you have it. Authenticity, grown out of a tiny little community where the ratio of human to culture just gets sprinkled. But now with the internet, culture is this fire hose that absolutely deluges it and sort of washes the reality away.
And what are we gonna do about it? This. We already know, guys, right? Everybody knows this one?
This floating nightmare is made out of thousands of fire ants. They've escaped their flooded nest by making a raft from their own bodies. Here's how they...
I'm attacking the darkness!
All right. Now we're almost. We've cleared through at least the tabs we're ending up addressing about Pastor Paul's homeroom today. We're moving on to the ingression part of the Horcrux ingression. So let's take another short little. Did we? Oh, well, yeah, not yet, lady. And there was this part where Pastor Paul said something about me doing the internet, going into the. I'll try and find. I couldn't. I tried to find it and I couldn't, but I can talk about it anyway, and we'll just clip it together if it's any good. I can. Meanwhile, let's get to the Niantic story. Let's see if we can't maybe go through this. Now, oh wait, yeah, that's what we were gonna do. Never mind, we're doing that first. Sorry.
Pat Kramer. She was a loving wife.
Sweetheart. Hi, honey. How nice of you. Come on, under the covers.
A devoted mother.
Mom, cool.
Expert homemaker. And then, one day, something incredible happened.
We've got it. You are shrinking.
Oh, God. No need to be upset, Mrs. Kramer.
As long as you have on this ring, nothing's changed between us.
I was pinched, poked, prodded. I was examined by specialists I never even knew existed.
Universal Pictures presents Lily Tomlin as the Incredible Shrinking Woman. The adventure of...
Spoiler alert, it turns out it was a weird combination of products, not any single product, that caused her to shrink into it. What? All right, welcome to the ingression part. The ingression happens like this. Much as the question originating way back at the beginning of this stream. Wait. What? Alf! Oh, toward the Wisconsin trip. That's right. There was a request for a price tag. It's like gas mileage from Oklahoma to Wisconsin, I guess, with food and stuff on the way. Is the price tag? I don't know how much that would be. It would take math. It would take math. So, but the question long ago is if I kept it. No, did you keep it? No, you didn't keep it. Yes, you did. Ha! This one. Can you pull someone out of video game addiction? I don't think it's true. However, we now can augment reality through the power of Niantic games, such as this one. Here, let's go over the history of the Niantic company and the games they have made. They started out with a small team of geospatially obsessed computer scientists and gamers. That was Keyhole, and then they became Google Earth, and then they did the street mapping of everything, and then they became a private company or an offshoot company at least, and launched their first app, Field Trip, and not enough people were using their geolocation. So then where was Ingress? Is it in between there and you're not showing me? There it is. Ingress changes the game. This is where they snatched me with their location-based AR mobile game that transformed the real world into a game of global mystery, intrigue, and competition. And it was the only way you could play it is if you went out into the field with your GPS turned on, and then the places that were portals for you to play at were, oddly enough, places terrorist organizations or controlling armies might want to wipe off the face of your culture, such as post offices and Mason lodges, and where statues and graffiti had become, like, any human expression of art was one half of what was a portal, and then any so cultural expression and or government facility or communal building, those are portals in this game. and you go and you mark them, and after that, they wanted to get everybody. Oh, after they've spun out of Alphabet Inc. Now, if calling it Alphabet Inc. and being a soup of 3-letter agencies, that isn't a connection that's a legit one. Isn't that weird? Because it sure seems like it would be. Then they launched this Pokemon Go thing. You remember that? Everything that was a portal at Ingress is now a Pokemon gym, tapping into your nostalgia, so you and your child can go outside. Oh wait, it keeps growing. And then the live events. Oh, and then they relaunched Ingress to be even better. Now you can scan portals by turning on your camera and walking around them. And there's some Harry Potter Wayfarer, a tool that helps people shape future adventures. Mark the targets for us, would you, pal? Oh, look, they did a presentation on 3D mapping. How convenient is this? Oh, they're 5 years old. Look at this. That's a light ship. It's an airship powered by a balloon, like a loft balloon, like the loft program. Like, Pokemon blooming over there. That's nice. The lightship platform. We opened up the platform that powers our AR experiences to the world. That means, whoa. Does that mean that we can use it? Is that what that means, guys? The first version of Lightship gave developers the tools to understand, map, and share the world around them so they could focus on creating amazing augmented reality experiences. Alongside the release of Lightship, we announced a $20 million funded invest. All right, guys, let's look into forming a company that builds the future of AR, because you see, LARPgate is a reality augmenting game, so it should go hand in hand with augmented reality games, but it's something different because it augments your reality, which is really the experience I got via the ingression, right? The plot line of Ingress is that these places where human expression becomes manifest and or groups coordinate and whatever, those places are portals for the Shapers to come through, and the Shapers are an alien force, and each of the two teams of the game had different opinions about the Shapers. The blue team, the Resistance, wanted to keep the bad Shapers out. The green team, the Enlightened, knew that the Shapers had been on this planet the whole time, and the ones they were trying to keep out were actually the ones that were going to save us from the ones that were already here. What? Right. But when I was actually playing the video game, it occurred to me that because I would go walk to the park and do this little thing on the phone, I was shaping the lives of everybody else who was also playing the game, because they would then come and like blow up my little the resonators around the portal. And that's when it really occurred to me that we're all Shapers, and that the fact that the Shapers aren't we all, there's no such thing as a Muggle. We're all wizards. That's I think a key thing that launched me on the whole notion of the quest of tearing down the fourth wall. Like you're under an audience spell. I can see the spell. You see the spell. Here's a save versus the mind control. Or I went insane. You never know. You never really know. Here's a bugbear. And Space Force is real. And so is NASA. And they're doing something with that symbol called Psyche to a heavy metal asteroid. For some reason. I don't know why they'd be doing that. So let's play one more branding and go through the hive mind and call it a stream, shall we? let's see. We have some questions I've thought as valuable as a super chat, such as McMoe's. How would the reality be augmented? And you can augment reality by framing it with the God mask, where man protects something that's sacred, and there is something sacred worth protecting. If there's nothing sacred, then that's a pretty dull and base in the bad way, base, not based like good base, but bad base, like base nature, base animalistic nonsense horror show of might makes right and violence ruins the day. But if things can be held sacred, if you're competent and capable of holding of things that's valuable and sacred and protecting them, then you're augmenting reality with your belief system. And belief systems and or games are we play together are ways to manage when the map is not the territory. Good to see you, Daniel. That was right here. There it is. Yes, you're correct. But we can game them both. We play games with the map, and then we see what happens in the territory, and then we take another turn in the game. I think that's how that works. Or how is it? Like, is gaming addiction okay then? No, addiction is another word for slavery, and if you can't not something, it's not okay. But if you're in gaming addiction, you can be steered toward lesser or worser degen versions of gaming, and you can be in more collaborative or more the coagula, not the other one, more dissolving situations. There's a whole sea of everything out there for the addicts in the addiction. There's an addiction sea, and there's a lot of variety out there. But being able to not stop anything means you can't eat a lion, can you? And if you can't eat a lion, well, we know how that works. And the advocacy for paintball for Jesus from Marty, yes. See, it's not a matter of taking the youth groups paintballing. It's competitive and live streamed. Preferably at least one of the competitive fields will be an exact replica of the Counter-Strike 2 or the Counter-Strike map Dust 2. But the notion is it's competitive the way high school football is competitive, except it's church related, because the competitive nature, the families can then get involved and roll, and that's a whole nother layer of community bonding established, and you have young men getting combat training in the church. Hey, might come in handy. Thanks for bringing it up there, Marty. Thanks, Daniel. Thanks you. I am a pioneer or a Slavic monk. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Okay, so that's it for today. This has been 2 hours. I guess if you feel I've left anything out or would like me to go deeper into a topic matter, feel free. Feel free to say so in the replay comments, which gets you a +5 on the next stream saving throws.
Bing, bing, boom, boom, boom.
I'm taking the train out. Have a lovely weekend. Who knows when I'll stream again.